Hello, and it's a privilege to have you here again. And like I always do, I start with a story. So I'm going to be telling you a wonderful story, a little story with a lot of meanings. Yes, that's how I say it. And in order to help you keep along with the series, because this is going to be a series, it's not something we can finish in one video. I want you to subscribe to this channel so that you can always get notifications when I drop the next video. All right, on to the story. um, there were two friends. One was a baker, the other was a farmer, who lived in different towns across each other. They were good friends. The farmer would send wheat in a particular bowl measured to the baker, and the baker would bake bread and get some, say, 15 loaves of bread from the amount that was sent to him, from the measure of the wheat that was sent to him. And they continued this friendship for a period of time, a long period of time, until one day the farmer called his baker friend and said, "You've been cheating me. The amount of bread you sent to me has reduced." And guess what the baker said? He said, "If there's anyone cheating, I don't know, but it's most likely to be you, because I don't have a particular measure that I use to measure the bread that I bake. What can we get from that?" There's this simple scripture, yet very powerful scripture, that we always read when it's time for Thanksgiving in church. I'm not saying it's bad anyway, but I'm just saying we have limited that scripture to just money. But that isn't the extent of the scripture. In fact, the scripture will not have its full meaning if it was only talking about money. Well, you might have guessed what the scripture is. Maybe you were not correct, maybe you're correct. Let's see. Luke chapter 6 verse 38. Luke chapter 6 verse 38, it reads, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down and shaken together and running over, shall men give into your bosom. For with the same measure that ye meet withal, it shall be measured to you again." So we've even formed songs out of it. I know some of us know the song, "Give and it will come back to you, good measure, pressed down, shaking together and running over. Give and it will come back to you. When you give to the Lord." Sorry to disappoint you, that scripture is not talking about money. If it were talking about money, that would have been too small the scope. Jesus didn't say what to give. He said, "Just give and it will come back to you. Good measure, pressed down and shaking together and running over. For with the same measure that you meet withal." So what was he talking about? He was talking about value. He wasn't talking about money. Money is a measure of value. That's correct. Time is a measure of value. That's correct. Friendship is a measure of value. That's correct. Honesty is a measure of value. Integrity is a measure of value. Love is a measure of value. We can give every one of these things. No one is poor to give love. No one is too poor to give time. We all have a measure of time. No one is too poor, as long as you are alive, to give friendship. No one is too poor as long as you are alive to give something. So what Jesus was talking about was value. Is value. Everyone has value to give. However, with the same measure that you give value, it's the same measure that will come back to you. So take this from me, that everything we do is a seed, a particular measure of value. And take this again from me, that no seed looks like its tree. And in fact, not every seed looks like its fruit. So if you deal out a particular measure of value to people, you will expect that measure back, but not in the same measure that you gave it back. It will be multiplied. because the seed does not always look like its tree, and the seed does not always look like its fruit. So if you have been sowing seeds of your time to people, expect people to give back the measure of that same thing you have sown to them. It may not be time back, it might be their resources, it might be their love, it might be their attention, it might be their regards. Maybe the reason why you think people don't love you is because you've not been loving them. If you want people to love you, love them. First, be the first to sow a seed so that you can reap the harvest. Because according to scriptures, the husbandman, that is the one who plants and takes care of the seed, must first be the partaker of the fruits that comes from it. So today I want to challenge you that you should give the right values to people around you. Sow good seeds. Sow seeds of your attention. If you sow seeds of your time and your attention in fellowship with God, you will reap and harvest of His love and His presence and His power. If you never spend time with God, don't ever expect Him to give you His presence. If you never spend time with people, don't ever expect them to give you their resources. If you never give love to people, never expect them to respect you in return. Because like I said, the seed does not always look like the fruit, neither does it always look like the tree. However, as small as a seed is, it has the capacity to produce a big tree. So if you find out that the measure in which people are giving back to you is reducing, then it means that your seed has also reduced in its quality. Give quality time. Give quality love. Don't fake it. Give love to people, and you will find out that in return, they will continue to give to you. There's a lot to say about giving and receiving that has little to do with money. Maybe a part with money. Of course, it has to do with money, but there's a lot to it when we talk about it from the angle of values. And I'm glad I've started to share this with you. Hopefully tomorrow, if not this week, you will get again yet another depth to this issue of discussion. However, I want you to take home with you that the value that you give, the measure with which you give, is the measure that will return to you. If you reduce the quality and the amount, then expect that there will be a reduction in what comes back to you. Till I come your way again tomorrow or any other time I post a video, I want you to intentionally give values to people. Thank you for watching this video, and see you next time.